don't forget, you are the company. You're the company. You are the CEO.
You're the brand.
You're everything. You are the brand. You're the marketing. You're all of that. Until like you figure out people that you can hire to do some of those things for you, you got to learn all that.
Welcome to Let's Talk Real with Mel. We are here with Brian Shorr with Agent Image.
Yep.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It was a delightful surprise.
Yeah.
And we were in the invite.
The beautiful Bellevue Hotel on in downtown Philadelphia. It's
Ancient.
nice. Yeah,
Very old.
1904.
A little creepy, but it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, this place was built. So no ghosts were like chasing you down the hallway this morning?
Oh, I actually went looking for ghosts last night, and I was too creeped out, and I kind of bailed.
Yeah, no. We were joking, like, would you come back up onto this floor at later?
We did last.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was too much for me.
Found what you were looking for. So
yeah,
you retreated.
It was enough.
Yeah. Because
yeah.
Well, welcome. So how long have you been with Agent Image?
So I've been with Agent Image now for a little over 10 years. I'm currently the VP of Business Development, and a lot of what I do, I'm the relationship guy. That's the way I kind of look at it. Whether it's a relationship with the folks at Tom Ferry and the ecosystem, with some of their other providers, the companies that are sponsoring events, stuff like that. And in addition to that, though, also a lot of the agents and the other proprietary, tools and techniques out there that we feel that we can incorporate in what we do to help agents have that added value.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, and that's what everyone, everyone's looking at what's in it for me. They were looking for the added value.
Right.
So what is, I know what Agent, but what is, for those that don't know, what is Agent? What do you guys do?
Well, Agent Image, we're 24 years old now. So I have the little running joke that we have is that we're just a few months younger than Google, to put it in perspective. And, to me, we build the best websites design-wise, functionality-wise. When it comes to real estate, we're second to none. And our just focus is really kind of presenting what is the best presentation of you online. And when, if you go to your website and that's not something that you see with your website, that's something to take into consideration, right? Because if you think about it, where we're at day and age-wise, you don't know what your first handshake is, right? No matter what, even if you're referred, that person's going to go check you out online.
Right.
And if it's not what you want them to see, then might be looking at that.
Yeah.
So Agent Image, that's what we do. Branding, design-wise, marketing when it comes to things like SEO or pay-per-click. It's really kind of more about what your wants and needs are as an agent.
Okay.
Than, what we can shove down your throat.
All right. And so, now, were you, 10 plus years with Agent Image, what was your path like? Did you always know you wanted to be in like the website space? Or
I don't think
before there was a way you had a vision. I want to be what brought you? Brought you?
When I was young, playing either baseball or basketball, I don't think I really want to grow up to be a professional website something or nothing, right? So I would say that it actually started. So I got kind of into real estate a little bit when I was working for a broker dealer. So like investments, CPAs, stuff like that, where I was doing due diligence on a lot of like limited partnerships, REITs, oil and gas stuff. So I was learning a lot about, these types of investments. I'm 25, 27, 28 years old at that point.
Okay.
And there's a lot of things that you kind of pick up on, and you really start to learn a lot of things that you might not even learn, taking real estate courses or, whatnot, right?
Right.
And from there, I found my way to working with a company called HomePath, which they were a limited partnership, and I was like the national accounts guy. So I was helping folks understand the program and, even helping them try to sell right? So they understood the program and found out all the benefits, etc. Obviously, once the tremendous downside that the economy and real estate kind of took eventually,
or everything, right?
I kind of turned to friends that were getting into SEO, search engine optimization, excuse me, and from there, it was really interesting because you're now learning about things that are really kind of progressing. You can see more people utilizing Google, utilizing, the Yahoo search was actually still there at that point, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there's all these different types of search engines. Being able to learn about those, it was almost like learning about another piece of real estate. Because if you think about it, right, there's only so many spots on page one, right? So that's real estate.
Yeah.
There's only so much, there's a finite amount. So that's kind of
either you're there or you're not.
Right. Fast forward, I find my way to Agent Image, and I started working in the sales department. Mediocre at best as a salesperson, right? Thank God I was able to be, efficient at other
good
things.
at service.
Right. I was good at service. I was good at adding value in different ways, whether it was to our clients or to our sales team to help them do better. And, just kind of carved my own path kind of thing. And here we are now. And it's really been a journey of, figuring out who you are kind of thing, right? Where I would have never thought, vice president of business development. What did I know? What do I, going through everything? Yeah, it's been interesting. And a lot of it comes down to relationships, plain and simple. That's why I like when I say, my specialty is relationships, because I understand how important they are, right? Yeah. You can only be as good as you're known for, right? Throughout the industry. If you have a reputation of kind of burning bridges, stuff like that, not following up on your word, whatever it is.
Yeah, that's going to focus.
This is a tight network. One talks to the other, and next thing you know, it's fire. So it's interesting. That's kind of, I've never really thought about like how I got there.
Yeah,
it's interesting.
Yeah, that was the path. So where are you based? Are you based in the same city as the corporate office? Or are you in a different city?
So I'm in Los Angeles.
Okay.
We have two offices, one in El Segundo, which is right next to the LAX airport. The other one in Venice Beach, which is actually a whole nother story in and of itself. It's actually our original office for
Venice Beach is fun.
years ago.
Yeah.
And that's how our company kind of got its start there.
Indeed.
And without a lot of like random things kind of coming together, but we wouldn't be here if as a company. But we had the opportunity during the COVID time that space, our original space, came up like available for lease. So we decided to go in and we redid it, basically just gutted it, and now it's kind of our, we use it for meetings, and I'm not gonna lie, fun. Like it's right there on the beach.
Yeah.
It's nice to have folks over, and even like team.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And I mean, it has a lot of the character of the company. And one thing that we've always like kind of really kind of harped on is the fact that, as cheesy as it sounds, we are a bit of a family. And we are a 24-year startup. Bootstrapped, from day one.
Yeah.
We've gotten by on our own, not taking investment money, etc. We have gotten by on all that. So it's almost kind of a pat on the back to ourselves a little bit that we got in there and kind of did something cool with the spot, right? And that's something that we've always like really pushed at our company is it kind of don't forget who you are kind of thing, right?
Keep humble, and
that's kind of goes back to the whole relationship thing, right? And since my time, I've seen the amount of employees that Agent Image has grown by triple. And a lot of that has happened in the past like 5 years or so.
That's a lot. So 19 years, and then in the last 5 years, boom.
So when I started, I think we were 150 employees, ballpark. I think now we eclipsed 400, and we're still going. Like we by the end of this year, it's going to be well over that. And like even during the times where, things were, you had to almost go on a hiring freeze, stuff like that, we were always able to navigate. And I think a lot of that is, how we go about doing business and not, kind of doing the wrong things from a sales perspective. And
yeah, so that brings me to, so you were talking about navigating in difficult times. So that kind of brings us right in. Let's talk real.
Right.
In any business, it is not always perfect, as in things are not. In most cases, they're more imperfect times than perfect times.
Yes.
It's not like just a little bit of imperfection. Right. Usually it's a whole lot of imperfection.
It's not always going to be this way.
Right.
Right.
So what were some times in, say in your, tenure and your decade plus with this company or in prior, either working with the REITs and things where there were some times that maybe were more challenging than others, and how did you navigate them as a personally and professionally?
I think I can probably touch on a couple things. I mean, personally, I would have to say that the real estate and economic downturn, I jumped from, having a big sphere of influence, and like I had a huge book of business, and I had to kind of find a way to reinvent myself and figure out, all right, I'm not able to sell this. Real estate is not something I'm going to be able to touch for a little bit. And being able to reinvent and kind of like navigate, find a way to make it work, right? And that's when I got into the search engine optimization, the SEO stuff. Was just find a way to make it work. I grew up playing sports a lot.
Okay, he said baseball and basketball, right?
And football as well. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, and I mean, a lot of that is, figure it out. Whether it's if you're playing baseball and can't figure out what the pitcher's doing or whatever, figure it out. Or football, there's a lot of strategy. So a lot of that to me, there's aspects of making sure that that you're understanding what the environment is. And what I mean by that is knowing kind of the way everything is going. So if it's economically geared, okay, where's money going to go? Where's money not moving at all, etc. Right?
Reading the room, so to speak.
Reading the room. Okay. Exactly. And then from there, understanding what you're either good or not good at, because a big part of it is know what your weaknesses are too, right? And then from there, it's figuring out, okay, this is a path that I can go, boom, and kind of make that up. I know that like in any kind of turmoil, it's really hard to do that because you're sometimes almost frozen by the fear, right? So that would be one of the kind of things of overcoming, is being able to change things up and readjust and find a different course. And that doesn't necessarily mean like a different line of work. Right. That could just be a different course in how you're doing what you're doing, or what it is within that line of work, right?
Okay.
Well, and I mean, the only other thing that I could say is, like, since being at an Agent Image, boy, we had some rough times at one point where we kind of lost sight of things like support. Our support division was one of our like weakest leagues, and our reviews were down, and it was like half of the calls that would come in, half for sales, half for escalations, right? And I remember the effort that we put in as a company. And when I say as a company, whether it was myself, the owners, or, our marketing people, whatever it was, we got after it to get those reviews either changed or, the new reviews that, show the work. And we had to boost our support. And I mean, since the time that I started, I think our support division itself is about 80 people now, just in support.
Right. Yeah. So that's a big thing. I think when, we all, as small business owners, struggle with staying disciplined when business is good. Yeah. Because it's easy to lose sight when business is coming in and you're busy focusing. Okay, all hands on deck on sales, and, so that we can handle this volume that's coming in.
Right.
And I think again in boom markets, we've all experienced some level that to some level.
Yep.
And then you do lose sight of we'll worry about the support later. Let's just get the next sale.
Yep.
And then
that'll pay for it.
Yeah. It's like I'll start saving money once I make more money. Right.
Yes.
I don't have to save now. I'll save later once I make more. Then I'll.
Right.
It's not enough to save. Almost no. It's not. We don't have enough business to have a support division.
Right.
But now like you said, you guys have 80 support staff. Well, that's pretty awesome.
Interesting too. Another aspect of it is marketing. One of the things, and I actually had a conversation with one of our clients downstairs who's here for the conference. When is the best time to do marketing? When should you increase marketing? Up market, down market? The answer is both.
Right.
Right. And I was talking to her and I said, how bad was it at the beginning of the year? How is it now? She's like, it was rough, for the first 2 months, And then once March hit, she's like, I've never been so friggin' busy and things are going. I'm like, that's great to hear that the market's moving somewhere. So it's interesting, but yeah, aspects you would never think that, oh man, money's tight, I should probably pull back my market. It's actually the reversed.
Yeah, and there's lots of graphs and data to support what you're saying.
Absolutely.
That when the market is down, you still the companies that continue to push through are 76% better off than those that pull back and go lean.
Right.
So
all you're doing is pulling back and you're pulling back into your shell.
Right. Yeah, it's a tough spot. And I get it. I mean, again, I'm speaking from it. I mean, I've been there. I've been on both sides. I've pushed through, and I've also pulled back at other times. And when I'm pushed through, I've been better off. And it sounds like that's what you guys did. You doubled down on your marketing, and
absolutely.
On the other side, now you guys are known as one of the premier, SEO agent website resources. So kudos to you guys.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So what do you do? Well, I mean, you're in Los Angeles, so what do you, family, fun, what do you do outside of, I mean, I know this keeps you busy for, 5 hours a week or so.
I was actually, the amount of time I'm on the road is almost 50-50. So when I'm home, it's a lot of rest. But I mean, having said that, if I can make it Dodger game, I am at a Dodger game. That is the place where, I'm at peace, or on the golf course. Obviously, there's plenty of good golfing in Los Angeles and up and down. Of course, it's in California. Oh, yeah. And even when I come to a place like this, I'm like, oh, what are we going to do?
Find the spot.
So Wednesday, we're going to the Phillies game. Now we're going to make that happen.
Yeah.
You got to, get out there and experience new things. And, even here, this is a beautiful city that I have never, kind of checked out. And I got to walk around a lot yesterday, see a lot of the historical stuff. Liberty Bell.
Yeah. No, it's
interesting. I've never been here, and it's a pretty amazing city.
Yeah, on the East Coast.
Yeah.
You're not in Kansas anymore.
Oh,
you're a couple of miles.
It's a little different. Right. It's a little different.
Yeah. All right. Well, good stuff.
Yeah.
So we're golfing. We're going to baseball games.
Absolutely.
In our fun. So I know you were doing the recent things. Take us back before. Now, are you Los Angeles? You're born and raised in. I mean, what did you do before? Into the due diligence work.
I mean, I was originally grew up, born and raised in Bakersfield, California.
Bakersfield, big oil and gas,
a lot of farmland, etc. And then went to the University of Arizona.
Big football and wrestling town too, Bakersfield.
Yeah. Oh, very big.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there it was wandering. Once you get out, I was aimless until I got into the due diligence, because the real estate aspect of the due diligence that I was doing, that's what really kind of got me going. Before that, I was pretty aimless. I mean, I was, bartending. I was team.
And fun. I were 22. What are you supposed to?
But I will say this, working in like the service industry of like being a server, being a bartender or managing or whatever it is, the skills that you actually are utilizing, learning, and honestly, you're sharpening, right, on a daily basis on the job.
Yeah.
Those things are things that you can't necessarily teach.
Right.
Right. So that's why I've seen so many salespeople that have come in that were former bartenders, former servers, because they can multitask. They can, think quick on their feet, right? They tend to have a great personality because that's how they get the money.
Right.
And so it's almost like a natural transition.
Yeah, and that's and we find that too, that the servers, people in hospitality. I mean, generally, that ultimately the customer's always right, and even when you think they're not right, and even when they're not right, they're still right, and you ultimately have to
right
figure out a way to please, without.
How do I bend the knee without breaking my leg here?
Right.
Right.
That's the job, I think, in any business.
Sure.
Not just in the real estate industry or in the website industry. I think that's in any industry.
And I think if you are, a small business owner, right? And the way I always when I have my clients, especially the when I say younger clients, I mean the ones that are just new to real estate. Don't forget, you are the company. You're the company. You are the CEO.
You're the brand.
You're everything. You are the brand. You're the marketing. You're all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Until you figure out people that you can hire to do some of those things for you, you got to learn all that.
Right.
And when it comes to, like you said, small business stuff, you are your own small business, and it's up to you how you want to grow it from there.
Yeah, if you don't have an assistant, you are the assistant. Yeah, figure that out.
Yeah.
You got to figure it out. You're the marketing director, like you said, the sales manager, the ops manager. Hold on, let me get Melvin. Oh, hi, this is Melvin. Oh, you want something, Dale?
Right. Let me get him for you.
Right. Come right here.
Yeah.
Spin around.
Exactly.
Like Clark Kent.
Yeah, exactly.
With the phone booth, you come back out. All right. So, where do you see yourself? Where do you see Agent Image in the next? You've been there 10 years. Where do you see the company and yourself? Company in your role. 5 years from now.
I see it continuing to grow. To be honest with you, the things that we're working on, and the tools and the ecosystem that we're trying to build as well. We always have done things where we think about best in class, right? It's hard to ever go somewhere where they do everything the best, right? I always say, like, if you go to a restaurant, maybe they're great at steak, but the side salad, or the bread's awful, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But if you are able to utilize a company like ours, and a company that does CRM at best, company that does, they have this funnel system that I really like and it's easy to use, Those are the things we want to be able to say, hey, by the way, we've done our due diligence on all these other companies. Just so you know that we see these right here, these are great companies. You should check these out. Not necessarily that we're looking to be the end-all be-all for everyone, but I think that there is something to be said for the education aspect of it. Nobody, whenever you go through and you get your license as an agent, you pass your test or anything. There's no information on. Oh yeah. Have you used Salesforce, or have you used the CRM system before? Oh
yeah, they don't teach that in the class.
Right. What about marketing? What do you know about marketing?
Right.
None of that's really.
They have something. I think I might.
Right.
Probably supposed to.
I heard that. I heard that word before. And I think a lot of the things that we're focused on, at least right now, in the next few years, are providing educational items, as well as tools like we're working on right now that's actually free to use. Access. You go to access.com.
Okay.
That's something that's been in the works for a bit, and it's ready. It's a presentation platform.
Okay.
So listing presentations, digital open houses. These are things that, are for the agents. And I say for the agents, by the agents, because we use their feedback.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, what am I missing here?
Yeah.
Right. I'll go to either whether it's our huge clients that, you see on TV, or even like some of the ones that have just been killing it for years. Hey, what would you put in this that I'm missing? Yeah, that's why, when we go through things, whether it's building a new platform website or this, access, it is truly built with the agents directly in mind.
That's good that you get the feedback. So see what Christoph has to say.
Yeah.
Make some adjustments, right?
Christoph always has something to say.
Right, he's got a lot to say. Yeah.
Right, he's the best.
Yeah. So no, that's good stuff, man.
Yeah.
So let me hold on. Let me see.
Yeah.
A quote of the day. Listen. Great. All right. It takes 20 years to build a reputation and 5 minutes to ruin it. If you think about that, you'll do things differently. Warren Buffett.
That's
similar.
That has a lot to do with what we just talked about. That's amazing. Yeah, we're gonna have to forward that to
Yeah.
So I'm gonna send it to, like you say, I'm gonna Slack that to the entire company.
That's right. Yeah. That's what you're saying. You guys are spending a lot of time on the service and on
Nurturing relationship.
nurturing, and then the business comes, because you said yourself, you're not overselling.
Right.
You're just serving, and then it's amazing how that works. The universe works. If they know the service is here, then the business will come.
And don't get me wrong, it's nice that we've been able to build. We have a lot of talent. Like our design talent and like the people that we have that work with us are some of the most creative and talented people when it comes to their art and just, what they're able to do. I'm blown away every time I see a brand new design.
Wow.
So it takes special people to get there.
All right. Now, do you guys do other types of design other than agent sites, or you're getting into that, or?
Yeah. So, no matter what.
But now that you mention it. Right.
So Agent Image, that's always been that's our real estate arm. And, everybody is under the agent. The parent companies, which has always been the design people, we're kind of doing some transitioning and changing some things around, something called years.12. And within that, we have started a medical division, same thing, real estate, same thing, so website-wise.
Yeah, medical
for medical professionals.
Cosmetic.
Yep, cosmetic.
That's what I was like.
We don't have a division or anything like that, but I've already done a few coaching websites, like speakers, stuff like that.
Right.
No matter what, our wheelhouse is real estate, but we have some branching off that we're doing from a company-wide standpoint, where we're branching and trying not to disturb what Agent Image does, because we are the beast that's feeding everything.
Yeah.
So it's a kind of exciting to see all the different things that we're doing, and just like Access, you're going to see new things come along here and there.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And if you've got a model that's working in one industry,
there's verticals out there. Yep.
That's good stuff. So let me know if we were an agent or a cosmetic professional or a coach or even someone just curious.
Yeah.
I've got a electrician business. I wonder what you guys can do to help.
Right.
I provide electrician services to the luxury market.
Right.
How would we reach it?
I would say probably the best way, agentimage.com.
Okay.
If you put in inquiries there, we're going to get back to you, whether it's real estate. Obviously, that's our bread and butter. If you want to get in touch with me directly, it's Shorr, BSHORR @agentimage.com. And I'll make sure that you're pointed in the right direction.
All right. BSHORR @agentimage.com.
You got it.
All right. Good stuff. Well, we'll definitely get in touch. You guys get in touch with them.
Yep.
Yeah. Good stuff. I appreciate it.
Thanks so
for
much.
coming.
I appreciate you.
All right.